Keller Williams Market Pro Realty, best real estate company to work for in Northwest Arkansas. And today I am here with TLC Tutoring, and you are going to get to hear some great things that they offer in Northwest Arkansas. And if you're on here, don't forget to look at the ticker down there, because if you just comment, they'll give you a free session. And I actually read something earlier in the description I wasn't realizing. We'll ask JJ to expound a little bit, but is that if you will share, not share this, but also tag the Joshua Hagan team, then they'll waive a fee for you and stuff. So right now I want to go ahead and bring JJ in, introduce him, and introduce the TLC Tutoring Company. Hey, JJ, how are you, man?
Hey, Josh, thank you so much for having me on today.
Man, I'm super excited. So everybody knows I've known JJ for a while. As a matter of fact, I helped him and his wife find a house here in Northwest Arkansas. And that's how I got to learn about what they do. And, I just found it incredible, what you guys do. And I'm glad I started putting these together, because when I was talking to Annalise, I said, man, I want to interview JJ on this. And so she called you, and I was super excited that you were like, yeah, let's do this.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Tell us a little bit about you guys, about TLC.
Sure. Okay, so TLC is a full service tutoring and test prep company. We have proprietary curriculum, and we have an experienced staff full of passionate educators. This is what all of us really want to be doing with our lives. We care about students. We care about their education. And I think our mission statement really says it best. Our mission is to promote academic growth through individualized instructional and enrichment programs, and to provide personalized curriculum for all students, pre-K through post-grad. And the reason that we care about doing that, Josh, is because we want to prepare local students for competition in a global market. That's really our passion, and that's why we started the company.
So competition in a global market. There's so many different places I could go with you on that mission statement. I think you covered everything in the world.
That was the goal.
Yeah. Tell me about competition in the global market. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, well, more and more students from Northwest Arkansas and from, around the United States are not just competing with students from across the United States. They're competing with students from all over the world. And in many of those countries, they've geared themselves towards an education system that simply has more time devoted towards studies in some of the core subjects. And that's really why we developed our mastery model of education, is that we believe that education is really like a three-legged stool. At TLC, we believe that any student can learn anything that they want to with enough effort, as long as they have adequate time and resources. So those three legs of the stool, that effort, you have time, you have resources. If you're missing one, the stool doesn't hold up very well. And so schools, while teachers in the United States are generally incredible at their jobs. I mean, you can see that teachers in the United States were able to put together an online teaching program for students in a matter of days. Really speaks to the level of dedication that teachers have. But we do see that there is an under allocation of time and an under allocation of resources, just due to some of the problems of how you have to teach to a classroom, to a larger group, that we believe that we can meet some of that gap with individualized instruction that is more dedicated to what the student is actually struggling with, what underlying skills they're missing that are causing them to underperform on tests or underperform in their class.
So when I was in high school, I was like a math whiz, and then I got into geometry, and I was like, what?
Sure. Yeah. And it's interesting how, mathematics, especially the skills that build upon one another. A lot of times you don't recognize that you're taking that next step with, something that you didn't fully grasp from algebra can be a huge problem down the road. And so that's why we really believe in our mastery learning model, is that, we try not to move on from one subject to the next until somebody can demonstrate mastery in that subject. And that's just not a luxury that schools have because of the pressures of time.
Cool, man. So take a moment here to ask you about the free session that you guys are offering to anyone who comments on this live interview. What would somebody expect to get out of that session?
Yeah, so we offer a range of subjects. We tutor all the way from pre-K through post-grad. So depending on what your students' needs are, we would match you up with a tutor in that subject.
A little bit of there we go.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, no. So I mean, what we would be doing is matching you up with a tutor on the subject for what you're actually interested in. And like I said, we do everything from algebra and math all the way to language tutoring. We have Mandarin and Spanish available as well. And what we would do is we would set you up with a tutor. All of our tutoring right now in the Northwest Arkansas branch is online tutoring, which we'll be doing really until further notice, until we see kind of what happens over the next couple of weeks with reopening. But we will set you up with an online session with one of our tutors. And you'll get to kind of experience what it's like working with TLC, what it's like working with one of our educators, just so you can get a little sampling of what that would be like for you and your student.
All right, cool. So one of the things I was going to ask you about was dealt with the tutoring is you do online. So is that like this? Is it like over like a Zoom conference?
Yes, we use Zoom and Google both as resources to provide our online.
Ah, very cool. So tell me a little bit about you. When we were talking earlier, you had told me that this all started as like an ACT prep tutoring and stuff. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I can tell you about the reasons, and then I can tell you about the methods. But the reason is, all businesses are created to fill a need or a demand. And the demand that we were trying to meet when we opened the company was to provide a sensible way for students and parents to navigate the college admissions process and prepare students to succeed in college. So just a couple quick numbers for you. In Arkansas, the average ACT score is a 19. And Arkansas is a very good state to look at because we have 100% participation rate in taking the ACT. So we have a lower average score than some states, but you'll see that that's in some ways a selection method, but that's good. It gives us a really accurate look at where our students are coming out of high school. Now, to get into college, your minimum score with no remedials is a 21. That means, remedials means paying full price for a class that doesn't count towards your degree. And really, with lower than a 21, you have no hope of a substantial scholarship, which in American college education means that you're basically signing up for what could potentially be a lifetime of debt. Student loan interest is up to 6%. Josh, you wouldn't have been able to sell me a home at that rate. There's no way to discharge it, not even through bankruptcy. We wouldn't let an 18-year-old go buy a $50,000 car, but we let them go into $50,000 of toxic debt because this is how our admissions process is set up. And many jobs just simply don't pay enough after graduation to sustain that level of debt. So what we saw were generations essentially being robbed of the American dream. And we thought, hey, we can fix that with enough effort on the other end. And so that is why we started our company geared towards ACT preparation, is because that's the current game for college admissions. And we want to make sure that students are both prepared enough with their underlying skills to do well at the test, but also to succeed in college once they get there. That's the difference between a company like TLC and a weekend seminar that teaches tips and tricks. You don't want to invest money to get your student into college and they don't have the skills to pass their freshman level classes. What we're trying to do is actually develop the skills that are necessary for long-term success in college, in life, and on the test.
All right. So I hope you have an answer for this, because I thought about it when you told me the bar for Arkansas is 19.
Sure.
Where does TLC bring them up to?
So over the past 6 years, we've collected data, and we see an average of a 4-point increase in scores over our 40-hour course. And so that can mean a lot of different things. When you have a student that's coming in scoring a 32 or a 33, a longer period of time might be necessary to identify the problem skills and to really iron those out. At the lower end, you a lot of times see a higher level score. But I think to really understand what a 4-point gain means, you have to contextualize it. And you have to know the cut scores for scholarships. So earlier we were talking about that. The cut score for the Arkansas Academic Scholarship, for example, is a 19. That's a $15,000 scholarship paid out over 4 years. And so if you're scoring a 16 or a 17 on the ACT, investing a couple $100 in ACT prep or $1,000 on ACT prep on one side can literally save you thousands, 15,000, $15,000 on the other side. You have to remember that, you need a 21 for unconditional admission to most schools, 23 for most higher scholarships, and a 32 for a full ride. And so really what you're seeing is a trade-off between preparation on one side and servicing debt on the other end. And we believe that, the Forward is definitely a better model.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if you think so 32 is where you can get a full ride. So all I have to say is if you're out there and you're getting a 28 and that's what you got, come in here and get some tutoring, and the financial investment is well worth the investment in the long term. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times, depending on the ACT score, when people ask me how much our programs cost, it's like, well, it's negative $10,000 really, because when you approach it with that mentality of, I can either pay for a strong foundation in the beginning, or I can pay to service debt in the long term. Keep your money in your pocket. Don't pay that 6%. Don't service somebody else with your interest payments. This is a way of helping students, like I said, prepare for success, not just on the test, but actually when they get to school as well. So it's not just for students who are struggling. This is for students at all levels, who are really just trying to improve their overall academic performance.
All right, man. Hey, so quickly, kind of on what feels like a lighter note, why do you love what you do?
Well, I think education, being an educator, is something that you are just kind of born with. It's something that you love and are passionate about. Most of my family are educators. My business partner, David White, has been an educator for almost 2 decades now. He's a brilliant person, and we love what we are able to do for students. We love the ability to teach people, to give them the skills to learn themselves. I love the ability to have dialogue with the generation that is going to solve a host of problems that we are just baffled by. The next generation, watching them develop is a gift. It's a blessing. And it's a blessing that a lot of parents are getting to experience a lot right now that they, but it truly is, it's amazing. And so, that opportunity to play a part in the development of individuals is just a blessing and something that we all love.
So speaking of parents, every Friday I am Professor Hagan in my household. And I am so thankful for Professor Google.
Yes.
As well.
And that's part of the reason that we're offering the introductory rates we are right now. On the one side, we know that parents are struggling at home. On the other side, we want to be able to keep our employees at full hours through this difficult time. And so, we're offering introductory rates right now. If you're watching this and you're struggling at home with an AMI packet, give us a call, reach out to us, because we're here. This is what we love to do. And we know that there are so many people trying to work from home or working, at their place of work because they're an essential employee. And it's difficult to work a full-time job and then try to be a teacher as well. And we also know that teachers are doing their best, but they're struggling to get the kind of access to their students and the kind of connection they need to make it through this time. And so let us help you, let us help you along the way, and don't let your student fall behind during this time.
Man, that's great. So, I guess, lastly, I want to talk to you about a subject. I think it's with TLC Tutoring, the kids' books for Arkansas program.
Let me tell you about that. So when really early on in our company's development, we recognized that to really live up to our ideals, we needed to go the extra mile and try to make sure that our programs were accessible to students that income could be a barrier to. And so the TLC Community Foundation is our 501c3 nonprofit that we started in conjunction with TLC Tutoring Company. We've done a host of projects throughout the year. Our nonprofit is what allows us to do the bilingual tutoring program with the Fayetteville Public Library, which, just throwing that out there for everyone, that we do have free bilingual homework help when the Fayetteville Public Library opens back up. It's a program that we get to do in conjunction with them. We host free practice ACT tests at a variety of at both the Bentonville Rogers and the Fayetteville Public Library. And the Kids Books for Arkansas is our newest program. Once Upon a Time Bookstore is a company we've worked with in the past. They're one of the largest book operations in the region, and they're really an incredible store. And they host book fairs at local schools. And so that happens in the spring. And when we looked at what was happening right now, where libraries are closed, students can't access their school libraries. And Josh, you would be blown away. I work in these elementary schools. These kids are hustling Girl Scout cookies and popsicle sticks that are decorated to look like people to save up money to buy these Judy B. Jones books. And now they don't have that access. And so we started Kids Books for Arkansas as a way for people to donate so that we can provide literature to these students. Once Upon a Time Books is handling all of the distribution, and it allows us to really put more books in students' hands for the same number of dollars. Our goal right now is to raise $10,000, and that will help us put over 5,000 books in students' hands in Northwest Arkansas. And we're hosting a special right now for Educator Appreciation Week that if you donate at our GoFundMe page for Kids Books for Arkansas, comment that you are a teacher if you are a teacher, or if you would like to nominate a teacher, comment the teacher that you would like to nominate. We're doing a drawing at the end of the week, and the winning teacher is going to get a library to give their students as a take-home library for the summer. So
is that the end of this week, like tomorrow?
Yes, we'll do the drawing tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool, man. All right. So how can somebody get in touch with you?
Well, if they'd like to get in touch with us, the easiest way is to go to our website, which is TLC Tutoring CO. That's CO.com. You can ask for help on the website. You can call us. Our TLC number here in Northwest Arkansas is 479-871-9113. And I'm sure we can put that in the comments or something like that. But if you're having questions about your AMI packets, or you think that your student would be interested in doing some kind of an enrichment program, either working on their language skills, working on their writing, working on their math, wherever you need improvement or wherever you think your child is excellent, you'd like to see that further developed, we're here to help with that.
All right, man. All right. JJ, it's been great having you. It's been a pleasure talking to you these last 17 minutes, man. And,
yes.
Looking forward to talking to you more and seeing you guys and the difference that you're going to make in Northwest Arkansas and beyond, man. All right.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Josh. Have a good day.
See you, man.